Celtics have shifted to playing Jayson Tatum for the entirety of first quarters this season after letting Jaylen Brown set the tone in recent years. Allowed Tatum to increase his scoring, gain and maintain early momentum in games, while Brown has made the most of the transition by captaining the second unit and focusing on playmaking. It started on opening night, when Tatum unloaded 4 of 6 3-point shooting over the Knicks, on his way to 37 points on 4 of 18 shooting. And since, save for few exceptions, Boston opens with Tatum to great effect. Continued in Wednesday's loss up in Toronto. 7-7 over the last 14. Many of the results have swung on where the Celtics used Tatum more. His usage rocketed up to 40% against the Pelicans on Sunday, or less. 22% at Toronto, 0 shots in the fourth quarter. Joe Mazzulla still believes in rolling with whomever between Brown and Tatum have it going early, giving Brown opportunities to return to his former role. Sometimes they both play the entire first quarters, like last month's get-right blowout win over the Pacers. This led to mixed workloads game to game for Tatum. He ranks 6th in usage behind MVP frontrunners Giannis, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Carry as much usage, be the center of attention as much as those guys. It's a fine line between taking full advantage of Tatum's creation ability in a heliocentric role and utilizing the talented roster around him. But unlike last year, it hasn't been the same year. Boston's been more successful when it's used Tatum more. Improved to 10-3 in Denver when he exceeds the 30% usage this year, and conversely, they fell to 6-5 at Oklahoma City when he falls below that threshold, according to StatMuse. Some of it's self-fulfilling. The stats are based on scoring, free throws, field goals, assists. All that increases a player's usage rate. So of course, more of those lead to wins and less result in losses, as Joe Mazzulla explained in Denver earlier this month.
Do you know what usage rate is? You know how to calculate it?
It's shots and turnovers and free throws, right?
Divided by
What?
possessions. And so you could still be involved if you make a potential assist, or even if you get an assist, it doesn't impact for assist. And so I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is making sure that all of our guys are in position to make plays for each other. And there's obviously plenty of time where, Tatum has to be Tatum and he has to be aggressive. There's no question about that. I think he's one of the best players in the league at finding that balance of when it's time to take over and when it's time to give the game what it needs from every that standpoint. We're obviously at our best when he's super aggressive. We're at our best when our guys are aggressive. And so continue to work that balance, and it's a credit to him understanding that balance of what it's like. I know that can be difficult for him, but at the same time, it's probably a useless stat because it doesn't count into his impact. He had 15 potential assists last game. That if those shot goes in, he's it has a different stat line from that standpoint. And so I think he's doing a great job, regardless of what coverage that he's in, of making the right play, whether it's for himself and for other people. And when he's aggressive, that's when we're at our best.
That trend has followed since. 28% usage against Sacramento, a loss. And as we mentioned, 40 at New Orleans, a win. 22% against Toronto, a loss. Equal opportunity worked in 2024, and while the roster composition and roles remain similar to last year, it's not the same season. Shooters around Tatum have suffered worse results this year, and Tatum's experiencing a new career high in shooting efficiency, along with his passing prowess. The on-off numbers aren't as stark as in past years and reflect a more competent offense with Tatum on the floor compared to off. Brown continued helping Boston maintain its dominance into the second unit for the start of this year, though Tatum takes them to new heights in his limited minutes with a plus 13 net rating through that Denver game. These are all narrow ways of looking at the greater team dynamic, including the impact of players going in and out of the lineup for much of this year. The Celtics suffered in Oklahoma City, where only Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, and Luke Kornet scored in the second half, when Tatum wasn't taking over the offense. He launched 23 shots at Denver nights later to power a strong start and a late 15-0 run that left him plus 23 with 29 points, even while struggling from 1-9 from 3. This isn't to say Tatum should revert to the one-on-one tendencies that tortured Celtics fans in 2021 and led to him breaking a playoff record with 100 turnovers in the 2022 playoffs. It's a matter of whether Tatum's scoring advancements since then would allow for a more efficient Boston offense by utilizing him more often. He leads the NBA among players with at least 3 possessions per game by scoring 1.2 points per possession in isolation. Spotting up, he's in the 61st percentile, and as a pick and roll creator, he's in the 81st. Produces as many points per possession posting up as Domantas Sabonis, and is 93rd percentile as a cutter with 1.12 points per possession as a roller. As Mazzulla mentioned, Tatum can create offense outside of those situations dictated by a possession ending in a shot, turnover, or free throw directly from his involvement. That leads to the debate from June's finals over whether Tatum played well enough despite his scoring numbers plummeting. He drew crowds and moved the ball out of them. Often his role in Boston's offense, it sometimes utilizes Tatum as a decoy to free the team's other players. This conversation always returns to Brown, who's down shooting the ball this year from 2 and 3, turned the ball over to a slightly higher percentage over last year while taking more shots each night. His aggression, pace, and ability to turn defense into offense remains crucial to the team. Like in past years, he and Tatum's offensive runs can trade off in waves. When one emerges early, like Brown did at the Thunder, can leave the other out of the game or searching where to fit in. Brown has expressed the shift away from logging the entire first as an adjustment, one he's made the best of by increasing his assist rate by nearly 3 points. The formula for this group works when shots fall. When they don't, as the case, there is usage rate, or the eye test, that Tatum can carry this team when the offense dries up more often.
It's been different. Usually I'm the guy that's setting the tone, getting the team off to a good start, playing in the first quarter. This year, Joe wanted to switch it up, and whatever the team needs, I'm not tripping. I'll just adjust. It's a long season. Want everybody to feel good. Want everybody to feel confident, because what matters most is when we figure it out getting into the playoffs.